I'm along Sleeping Child Road right before it turns to go up into the valley. And the last two times I was here, I think I mentioned the water here, but at the time the water was high. I couldn't get down to it. So today I'm going to try to get down to that water. I have to think of what I'm going to do with my bicycle. But I'm going to be down there in a minute is the plan. So I actually walked down from the road and put my bicycle here. I don't think I need to lock it because it would be a very unusual series of circumstances where that would become an issue. And I'm going to walk this way. I haven't been here for, a dozen years or so. So can't remember exactly where it is. And of course the river shifted, but we have a nice gravel and cobble bar here, and let's see if there's a way to get over to it. This is easy enough to jump across, is the idea. And as far as I know, as you can see, this is below high water, and so you go right from the highway to the river. So as far as I know, this is all public access. The river is low. If I wanted to take off my shoes and socks and roll up my pants, I could probably walk across, but there's really no reason to do that. I'm just going to walk this way. This bar goes for a while. 12 night crawlers. Do not litter. It looks like that was not obeyed or didn't happen. So, obvious point, Bitterroot has a lot of fishing. Locals, people coming from far away, so some days I could probably see fisher people along here. So one of the reasons why I came out here today is temperatures in the low 80s. So bearable to bicycle, but not where I want to do an epic trip, especially because I do work tomorrow. But this is a nice place. I haven't seen it for a while, so it's a nice little place about 4 miles from my home. Good for a Wednesday. So it goes on like this for a while. I think at a certain point the high water line gets too narrow and then I have to stop and turn around because then it's not public anymore. And cobbles after a while are a little bit hard to walk on, but it is what it is, as they say. So here the cobbly part has been, turned into islands in the middle of this stream with lots of algae and stuff, so kind of hopping between rocks, and that's sufficient, but yeah, we're gonna run out of beach in a while. Hop, 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 hop. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna walk this way, and there's something to see at the end of this, and then I'll turn around. So up ahead you can see it's not exactly a waterfall, but a place where the water rushes down. And in the past there was a dam there, not like a large dam, but there was like a blockage there, and I can't actually tell from here whether there's still the case or whether they totally took that down. But in that, there is a house near there, so I'm going to turn around, walk back this way. One thing I forgot to mention when I was talking about that waterfall there, that's right after where the Sleeping Child joins, like 100 feet after. And so the Sleeping Child is not a really gigantic creek. And so one thing about the Bitterroot River is after the two forks meet, there are no major tributaries because they're all like coming down from the mountains. And ones like the Scalco are a little bit bigger, but like if you look at the river here and you look at it in Hamilton, which is after the Scalco joins, I don't usually notice a difference. Maybe there is, but it's not noticeable. So there's no place where like a tributary joins and the Bitterroot gets noticeably larger that I've noticed. As far as I understand it, in Montana, the rule about where it's public is below the high water line. Where here is the high water line? I don't know, and there might be some technical legal definition of like the median high water line, because sometimes that water line can get pretty high. But in general, I don't try to rules lawyer that, even if there's places that look like they might technically fit that. I don't want to be a rules lawyer when it comes to somebody's privacy and getting close to their home, both because I try to be a polite person, and also, you know, some people here might take it the wrong way, so I don't want to, you know, provoke a fight or something. So yeah, I don't know what it technically is, but I know kind of what most people here treat it as, which is something like this. This is obviously the course of the river. Yeah, maybe not so much. So right across the river there, that is Ward Mountain, which we've seen many times from different angles. And from here, you can see that as opposed to some of those ridges on the Bitterroot, it's pretty wide. It's kind of a big, bulky mountain. And then right there, you can see Sawtooth. And that's Roaring Lion on the other side, that's Sawtooth Creek. And there's Mount Downing. And then on the other side of Mount Downing would be Logic Canyon. So far today, haven't seen a lot of wildlife. You probably have seen in the video, you can see there's something there. Bugs flittering around, a lot of grasshoppers, moths, bees, wasps, etc. And I saw, I think, a water ouzel. Haven't seen any pendillon, haven't seen any osprey. And also after I saw the frogs in the Bitterroot in Hamilton, I was wondering if there's any tadpoles here, pollywogs. And so far I haven't seen anything today, so it's been kind of sparse in that respect. I can hear a deer breathing, warning breathing somewhere in those trees. So I don't see it, but I think it sees me. And there's my bicycle again, so I've returned here. I guess I'm just going to walk along here to where this meets the river. I'll turn around and go back to my bicycle. So I'm just going to sit here for a minute, enjoy the river. Bicycle the way to get here, and I don't have anything else to do for the rest of the day, so might as well sit here. They're not real obvious, but there are little fish in the river, and both because I'm looking through a viewfinder and because they're small fish, I couldn't tell you what those are. Those could be hatchlings of, you know, trout or salmon, or those could just be some type of little minnowy type fish in the river. And a lot of times when I say I haven't seen any wildlife, maybe I'm just not being very observant. And from here, can't see anything. And even after I zoom in, I have to zoom in for a while before you can see. There we have a garter snake in the water. About a month ago, I mentioned it was 95 degrees and there was still snow on the mountains. And if you look in the distance, you can see that's Trapper Peak and El Capitan, the highest part of the Bitterroot. And from here, I can't see if there's still any snow on there. And typically, there's not glaciers there, but there are sometimes year-round snowfields. But this year, either they're gone or they're so small I can't see them. But again, I'm looking through a viewfinder a long ways away. And in a couple weeks, that snow will start to get recharged. Anyway, I'm heading back to my bicycle, and I'm going to head back home. Another point about just being observant, I didn't notice until I was leaving. This is the body of a crayfish, a signal crayfish. And I was actually on the lookout for them because this is one of the few places I've seen crayfish in the Bitterroot was along here years ago. And they are invasive, but I think they're kind of adjusted to the ecosystem, and I don't see them often. I don't think this is prime crayfish habitat. I think it's too cold, but I do see them sometimes. Or there could be a lot more than I notice. Well, that was a trip along the river, and this is not even a park or anything, not even formal access. It's just a place where I can get down to the river. There's a lot to see along the Bitterroot. Today was kind of a slow meditative trip for me, but I hope it was informative and shows how diverse and interesting this area is, and probably there will be longer trips soon.